Hello everyone and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the Baker Act and what are the consequences if you don't immediately act to get your loved one out. First of all, I think there are some financial consequences. Number one, if your loved one has a job that they may lose, obviously there's income that's suddenly going to be off the table and not able to be used to support the family. If they are in school and they're missing class, are they going to fail the class that they probably paid for? I don't know. I mean, these are things to consider, but I think more of the price is the physical toll that it can take on the person. And I'm going to give you some background here. In the past, we've had a woman that was sexually assaulted. I had a young man that was beaten up. I had another young man that ironically had already been Baker Acted twice by the same facility, clearly had a history of mental illness. The third time he was there, they actually filed a petition to keep him. And the morning of the hearing, for whatever reason, they withdrew the petition, they allowed him to leave, and he killed himself. This past weekend, this past week, we have had two women who told us categorically that they were sexually assaulted as a result of being Baker Acted. And these are just some of the things that happen in Florida's draconian, broken mental health system. And people say to me, well, why is that, Mark? Why does that happen? Well, number one, nobody knows that you're there or that your loved one's there when you get Baker Acted. There's no oversight here. You get Baker Acted, you basically fall into a big black hole. And that even if a judge is the one who initiates the detention, who grants a petition for assessment under the Baker Act and sends law enforcement to go and get your loved one and take them. After that, unless somebody like me comes along and lets the court know what's going on and that nefarious things are being conducted, or the facility says, we want to keep this person, and then they file for placement, the judge never sees this case again. No one ever sees this case again. And so obviously if there's no oversight, of course the facility is going to do nefarious things. And the other issue is, as a general rule, you can't sue them for this stuff. Now, obviously, in the case where the woman was sexually assaulted, and the case where this poor young man took his own life, those had different outcomes. And the reason for that is because the facility has a duty to keep you safe. Okay. And so when something like that happens, it's a different kind of situation. But as a general rule, you cannot sue the facility if they do things wrong. And I mean, ultimately, you got to fight to get out. You got to fight to get your loved one out. I mean, the system here in Florida is so broken and draconian. I mean, this is why I put these videos out, so that you get the information you need, so you understand that it's really, really important to get your loved one out. I can't tell you how many cases, how many calls we get almost on a daily basis of people that were wrongfully detained, where they didn't meet criteria, where the facility clearly violated the statute, kept them too long, didn't do what needed to be done, and comply with the statute. And there's literally nothing I can do about it. And I feel terrible telling him that. I wish I could, because if I could, I'd have been retired years ago. But there is simply nothing I can do. And so if you've got a loved one who's been Baker Acted, you got to fight like hell to get them out as quickly as you possibly can. Even if they met criteria, you don't want to leave them there. There are other options that we can explore, but unless you're willing to go into court and fight and tell the judge what's going on, nobody knows they're there. They simply don't. And look, I come from a place of love. I've had my own family member Baker Acted, and I was there when it happened. And I know what this feels like. I've also been there with, I think at this point, 600 or probably even closer now to 700 other families who've hired us to get their loved one out. This is serious stuff here. And so I want to share that with you. I hope nothing happens to your loved one, but it can happen. And that's one of the consequences of what happens here in Florida. So anyway, I appreciate you tuning in. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel. And listen, if you have questions and on any of these videos I post, put something in the comment section. I typically respond to these things pretty quickly, unless for some reason I'm jammed up. But I'll respond to a comment or a question. Okay? Thank you for tuning in. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.